What's up, everyone? I want to deal with now the question of fame. Is it good to be famous or not? I'm going to present the position that it's not a good thing to be famous, at least for most people in most situations. And the reason for this, okay, is quite simple. And that is that fame is like a spotlight. Okay, fame is a spotlight. If you imagine that this is you. Excuse me. Fame is like this, all right? Fame is like this, like a spotlight. Anything that you do gets highlighted. It's supposed to be a light. It sucks. All right, whatever, but it's a spotlight. You get the point now. It's like a light on top of you, like a shining light. So the point is, okay, fame is like a spotlight. So anything that you do, good or bad, will be highlighted. It will be made to be more bright. And this is bad because it means any little mistake that you make, people will greatly focus on it and they'll make videos about it, they'll make comments and posts about it, they'll talk about it. And that's not good for you in terms of your, well-being, your mental health and your emotional health. It's not good for you. If you think about our ancestors and our evolution, our history, realistically speaking, we were only supposed to ever be around, you know, 100 to 200 people at like any time in any lifetime. That's how many people that we were supposed to roughly be with. 100 to maybe 200 people. Okay, that's a tribe. But today the problem is with social media and the internet, now each of us can be interacting or be around, in a sense, millions of people. Which is why our brain can't take that. It's like too much. The brain overloads with this much kind of interaction. Which is why, a lot of famous people, they end up going, insane. And this is probably the reason why, for example, I don't use, my name on here. I try not to give any information about, my personal life or my details about, specifics of where I'm from or what I do or etc. etc. Because personally, I don't want to be famous. That's my thing. I don't want to be famous at all. The only reason I make these videos is just for you guys, because I have things to share. That's the only reason I make this content. But I don't want to be famous. And I recommend that you don't try to be famous either because, like I said, fame itself is not a good thing. Now, the only time that I can see fame being a good thing possibly is if, for example, um, there's maybe a small amount of people who are able to be famous without it affecting them, and they can use their fame to highlight like good causes. Then okay, maybe fame can be good, but even with them, it's like a big headache, and people wanting to stop you all the time. You can't walk anywhere. People want to take pictures with you. A bunch of stuff, and it's not good. So fame is a spotlight, and I would say therefore, is fame a good thing? I would say no, it's not a good thing. And what you want is your work to be famous, your your productivity to be famous, like your creative productions to be famous, like your videos or your books or your music or your achievements. But you yourself, it's best if you're not famous. There's a good story from Horace. I'll finish with this. I'll make this video kind of short. In his satires, which I translated uh, recently, the Roman poet Horace, he talks about this idea of fame, and he says that some people they envy the king because the king, he walks around the street and he has like 30 servants behind him carrying his stuff endless money and all that. But if you notice, the king can't go anywhere without people swarming him. Some people trying to kill him. Some people they hate him, and he's never met them before. But me, I can go to a different city just on my little donkey, and it's not the best donkey in the world. It's just like a normal kind of donkey, and I can browse the marketplace, and no one bothers me. I can eat simple. I can go home, and I can enjoy my life in a quiet way. This is also echoed in Defoe's what's it called? Robinson Crusoe. And Robinson Crusoe is the novel from the 1600s, I think. Anyways, the famous novel of the guy who gets stuck on the island. At the beginning of this book, he talks about what is the good life. And he says the good life is the medium life, the life where you're not worried so much about, paying your bills and having to struggle to eat and so on. And you're not so rich and famous that you can't go anywhere, you know. People want things from you all the time. People are always saying, "Can I borrow this? Can I borrow that?" And they want to hurt you in some way. They hate you for no reason. But the good life is the middle life, where you have enough to eat, you're able to pay your bills, and at the same time you can live a quiet, nice life. People don't bother you. I would think the same thing. That would be my take. So is fame good?